This is a review for the upcoming test number 2 exam over angle measurements, logic, and deductive reasoning. Number 1, name an angle vertical to E, angle EGH. And here's the angle. Of course, G is the vertex. So the angle that is opposite, which is over here, will be the vertical angle. So vertical to angle EGF, it's going to be angle FGI, or you can name it as angle IGF. In problem 2, it says if the measurement of angle DEF is 112, so it's this angle, it's 112. What are the measurements of angle FEG, which is this one right here, and the measurements of angle HEG, which is this one right here? So we know that angle HEG is vertical to FED or DEF. So this is 112. Remember that all vertical angles are congruent. So that's 112. Now we know that this angle, which is angle FEG, and angle HEG are supplementary. Do you remember that supplementary means that the two angles will have to have a sum of 180? So what you have to do is you have to get 180 minus 112. So we know that this angle will have to be 68, and we know that this angle, since it's a vertical angle, it's going to be 68. Number 3, if the measure of angle AOC, which is the entire acute angle, and I'm going to draw an arrow here, the acute angle is 37 degrees. And I know that the measurement of angle BOC is 2x, which is a smaller acute angle. This is 2x plus 10. And the other angle is 4x minus 15. Then we know through the angle addition postulate that two smaller angles form the larger angle. So I have 4x minus 15 plus 2x plus 10 equals 37. So this is, you're going to have to solve an equation. So you have 6x minus 5 equals 37. And then we have 6x equals, we're going to have to add 5 to both sides, so it's 42. Divide by 6. So x is equal to 7, but that's not what they're asking for. They want to know what the angle of each of them are going to be, so you're going to have to substitute into this equation. So the measurement of angle BOC is 2 times 7 plus 10. Well, 2 times 10 is 14. 14 plus 10 is 24. The other angle, the measurement of angle AOB, is equal to 4 times 7 minus 15. Well, one of them is 24, and together they have to be 37. Then this will have to be 13 degrees. So remember when we were doing algebraic proofs, we talked about different properties. Substitution property, that means we're going to replace something. So if y equals 6, and 3x plus 2y equals 11, then we're going to substitute y with 6, so we have 3x plus 6 equals 11, and that's the substitution property. Number 5, the addition property, we have 6x minus 5 equals 10, so we're going to add 5 to both sides. So we should have 6x equals 15, and that's what would be here, 6x equals 15. And that's called the addition property because you're adding 5 to both sides. The transitive property, that means if segment LM is congruent to segment PQ, and segment PQ is congruent to segment RS. So what conclusion can you make? Segment LM is congruent to segment RS, and that is what we call the transitive property. What are the measures of angle HBC? So I'm going to write down the measurement of angle HBC, and we know that it starts right here, which is 0, and it goes all the way to here, and it's 30, 35, right? We have 10, 20, 30, 35. So I'm going to say 35 degrees. And then it tells us to classify that. So I'm going to say it is acute. It's less than 90. Now angle EBC, I want to say it's 105. It appears to be 100 or maybe 100. I'm going to say 100. So the measurement of angle EBC, so here's angle EBC, and to me it appears to be 100. So I'm going to put 100, and we know that it's greater than 90, so it's going to be obtuse. If it's a right angle, it will be 90 degrees. If it's a straight angle, it will be 180 degrees. Number 8, name an angle that is adjacent to angle HGJ. So here's the angle. And so the angle that is adjacent will either be angle IGJ, because they share a common ray, angle IGJ. You can also name it as JGI. Another angle that they share, another angle that shares the same side, I would say is angle EGH. So you have angle EGH. You can also name it as angle HGE, and they're adjacent because they share a common ray or common side. So that's what you call adjacent angles. Okay, it says ray SQ. So this is a ray. It's going to bisect angle RST. So that's going to bisect it. So it's going to cut it into two congruent parts. It says write an expression for angle RST. And we know that RSQ is 4x minus 9. Well, this is 4x minus 9, then this also has to be 4x minus 9. So the measurement of angle RST will be the sum of the two smaller angles. So you would have to add the expression 4x minus 19, minus 9, minus 9. And you also have to add 4x minus 9. So you have 8x minus 18. So the measurement of angle RST will be 8x minus 18. This is a two-column algebraic proof. You always start with the given. So it says x over 5 plus 9 equals 11. So that's the given. The reason is given. So now you have to ask yourself, what happened from A to B? Well, you notice that they did subtract 9 from both sides. So that's called subtraction property. And why is that called subtraction property? Because they're subtracting from both sides. And then from B to C, to get 10, what they did is they multiplied 5 to both sides. I'll put parentheses so you can see that. So they multiply both sides by 5, so that's multiplication property. And so we've proven that x equals 10. This is an algebraic proof. For number 12, it says, what is a converse? And remember, with a converse statement, you're going to switch the hypothesis and conclusion. If a point is in the first quadrant and the coordinates are positive, you would say if the coordinates are positive, then that's the conclusion part, then the point is in the first quadrant. The first quadrant, I'm going to abbreviate right there. Quadrant. I'll make it smaller so you can see it. So what you do with a converse statement is you switch the hypothesis and conclusion. 13 is a geometric proof. What is the value of x? Identify the missing justifications. This is statements, and this is reasons. Okay, and we know that the measurement of angle PQR is x minus 11. We know that the measurement of SQR is x minus 3, and we know that the measurement of the entire angle is 100. So that was given to you. So it says here the measurement of angle PQR plus the measurement of angle SQR equals the measurement of angle PQS. That we're adding angles, so that's going to be the angle addition postulates. That means that we're adding the two smaller angles to make the large angle. From A to B, what they did there is they did a substitution. They substituted the measurement of angle PQR. It's x minus 11. And they substituted the measure of angle SQR. It's x minus 3. And then from B to C, you notice that they added x plus x, which gives you 2x. Negative 11 minus plus negative 3 gives you negative 14. That's simplifying. And then from step C to step D, what they did is they added 14 on both sides. So that's addition. That's addition property. And the reason why it's called addition property is because they're adding 14 to both sides. So we have proven that x equals 57. Number 14, we have what is the value of x? This angle 7x. This angle 7x plus 2, that's the measurement. The other angle measurement is 8x minus 14. Now these are vertical angles. And we know that vertical angles are congruent. So to set this up, it's just going to be 7x plus 2 equals 8x minus 14. Now the question only asks, what is the value of x? So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 7x from both sides. So I have 2 equals x minus 14. Now to solve for x, I'm going to add 14 to both sides. So x equals 16. So that's the value of x. Number 15, we're trying to come up with a pattern. We're trying to write a conjecture. And a conjecture is just a guess as to what's happening. A conclusion, we're trying to come up with a valid conclusion. So we go from 6 to 14. We go from 14 to 22. We're going from 22 to 30. So it says, what are the next two terms? Well, if you notice, the difference in each of the terms is 8. So the next one is 38. So you're adding 8 to both, to the next number, or to get the next number, you're adding 8 to the previous number. So 38 plus 8 gives you 46. And then that's what you would do is you would add 8 to the previous number to get the next number. Okay, Ray, M-O, So we have ray MO bisects angle LMN. When I say bisects, that means it's going to cut the angle into two congruent parts. We know that angle LMO is 7x minus 20. And I know that angle NMO is 2x plus 40, right? So how do we solve for x? Well, we know that the two smaller angles are the same because this ray is going to bisect the angle. So the two smaller angles are going to equal each other. So we have 7x minus 20 equals 2x plus 40. So the first part of the question is we got to solve for x. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. So we have 5x minus 20 equals 40. Then we have 5x equals 60. We add 20 to both sides. And then we divide by 5. So x equals 12. So we know that x equals 12. Now we have to find what each angle measurement is. And we do know that each angle has an expression that represents the angles, the measurement. So 2 times 12 plus 40, 7 times 12 minus 20. So 2 times 12 is 24 plus 40 is going to be 64. So that's 64 degrees. So this one has to be 64 degrees. If the measurement of angle EOF is 34 and the measurement of angle FOG is 29, then what's the measurement of angle EOG? Well, we know that the two smaller angles form the larger angle. That's the angle addition postulate. So I just have to add 34 plus 29, and so I have 34 plus 29, so it's 63. So the measurement of angle EOG is 63 degrees since we added the two smaller angle measurements. Write this statement as a conditional in an if and then form. All triangles have three sides. If the shape is a triangle, and that is your hypothesis, then it has three sides. That's the conclusion. This finishes our review. I do want to let you know that I think I'm going to have 24 questions on the test. So there was some questions I didn't go over here, but we'll spend some time next class going over this, okay? Thank you.